What's up, my clovers? What's happening? Let me do here. Oh, could I have just clicked that? No, I couldn't have. You know how they be like, let's see who all in here. Who all in here? Who all outside? Bless Queen, how you doing? I have a very special topic that I wanted to come here and speak to you guys about that is dear to my soul. And it is called Cosmic Capital. Yes, it is. So, what is Cosmic Capital? Well, first of all, Cosmic Capital is my method that I use to stay motivated. Love you too. To stay motivated and to navigate through business and utilizing all the resources and tools that God gave us here in order to get through times where it doesn't look like we're going to be able to move through. I'm also the type of person where I don't wait until like things are so detrimental that I have to pull on every ounce or resources that I need to pull myself out of it. So I like to be prevention better than cure. I don't like to be reactive but proactive. So I utilize these things. I invoke cosmic capital, um, which is the metaphysics of all the things that we don't learn in school. Like it's not reading a math book. It's not uh, learning this particular thing that you can now add one plus one is two. Oh, well, thank you there, Genesis. It's so much more than that. It's the things that we can't see, identify, and that we can't touch. So it's a lot going by faith, but there's also a science to it. So with Cosmic Capital, God is the top umbrella of everything. God gives power and strength to everything we do. So in my teachings, in my boot camps, let me pin the boot camp here. Did I do that? I talk about God a lot because that is where I pull everything from. So, yeah, if that's not something that is for you, then I am someone who is not for you. I'm not the best person for you to come to my trainings. And that's okay. It gets more complicated because I know I got people in here, the Christians who are like, "Oh yeah, love it." I also talk about astrology and human design. When it comes to Christianity, a lot of the times people are not okay with that. People are not, they look down on that. But with everything, I give God the glory, including divine teachings, including supreme mathematics, everything that happens, everything that is able, that is is because of the Most High. So whether you study astrology and you understand that science, please know that that's God's work. Human design, how we show up here, personality types, profile types, energy types, please know that's God's work. That is God's work. Don't give that to nobody else. I hear people say, "Oh, this is the devil." Y'all be giving credit where credit is not due sometimes, and then don't want to give credit where credit is due. So I wanted to come here and share that with you guys. I'm really excited. I just put in the trademark for Cosmic Capital, so I own that trademark, and it came about because a lot of people would be like, "Chloe, what do you do to stay motivated to stay ahead when it comes to certain information?" I'm like, honestly, I pray a lot. I practice strong spirituality, meditation, mindset, resilience, perspective, but I also study astrology and human design to create that roadmap and that clarity on some of the things that I need to pray for, right? Some of the things that I need to work on. and that I need to ask God to help me get past this story or this narrative that may come up in my natal chart. So astrology is not just the horoscopes that you read in the newspapers, guys. It's a lot more than that. Astrology is a science of how the planets, all the surrounding planets, affect us on Earth. You know, there are archangels, there are seraphims that rule over those planets that help navigate and narrate a story for us here, depending on what time you entered this room. This is not hocus pocus or, you know, crazy talk. This is true science, and this is true, you know, uh, divine works, right? When you hear this type of detailed, intricate system, you have to know this is God's work. And you know, being completely honest and transparent with you guys, that is one of the biggest things that I study is astrology. There are times, you know, they say we're living on this planet, we're living in this realm, right? And we give love and thanks to the Most High God, but God is also in us, lives through us. So we are in God as God is in us, and we're living through God. So with that being said, everything that is made here also lives in us, exists in us, and through us. There are times where I can tell you, I know when certain planets have transited because I can feel the energy shift. These energies are real. When you hear people be like, oh, Mercury's in retrograde, they say it like as a cliche thing to say, but that's the planet of communication. That's why a lot of the times our computers go down or our cell phones aren't working and affects the satellites and different things. It's not just like hocus pocus, cute things to say. There's a science behind what's happening. The faster and the more aligned you are with the science is how you're going to quantum leap. It's how you're going to be able to navigate. And we're human. So just because you know or you expect something to happen or you know it's coming, it doesn't mean you're still not going to have that reaction. Doesn't mean that you're not going to get disappointed. It doesn't mean that you're not going to need motivation to get up from what you just experienced, but you can better prepare if you know what's coming. You're not going to know everything that's coming, but it'll give you so much more um to work with. And I always say it like this, like you play a video game, there are different levels. Um, but there are also different things that happen throughout the course, right? So if you're playing like a fighting game or something, or you're playing like a game where you're on a mission, let's use that. During that mission, you lose energy, right? Anybody ever played like Call of Duty, Crash Bandicoot, any of these mission type games, even Street Fighter when you're playing to get through different boards or you know stuff like that. You're on a mission, right? Let's use Call of. You're on a mission. You're trying to go somewhere, but during that time, you lose motivation, you lose energy, right? You get wounded. Things happen during that time, so there are things that you find, like you'll find an energy pack, and your energy goes back up. You may find ammo, right, on that board. So now you can fight back from those who are attacking you. And when you play these games and you look at how they're created, it's really treated like our life, right? So there are times where you're going through things and you may lose energy and you got to find that energy pack. You got to find that motivation. For me, that motivation is always coming from the main source, from the Most High God. And through that motivation, I'm able to pick up the jewels. I'm able to pick up the resources that God has given me in my paths, things that we can't see. Um, that sometimes have to be revealed to us. So I practice not having to go through the stress so these things are revealed to us. This is why it's important to meditate and be conscious and mindfulness and all that, those practices. I feel like people throw out a lot of these practices and it makes it seem like occult like, or it makes it seem like magic, but there is a divine science behind why, right? And when we talk about I don't have the story word for word, but when we talk about when what's her name? Hangrid. It was Abraham's wife. At first, she couldn't. The wife couldn't have kids. Right. This was their handmaid who he had the child with. So she allowed him to have the kid with the handmaid. And then afterwards, she had kids, so she got jealous. Something had happened, and she basically sent the child and the mother out into the desert with like a bottle of water. This is rough, you know? So she's in the desert and she's crying. And someone just told this story, and it was just so, when it hit me, it hit different. I'm like, I got to share this with you guys. She's in the desert and she's crying, and the angel appears and goes, like, what's wrong? Why are you crying? It's like, sir, I'm in the desert with a bottle of water and my son, and there's no shade and there's no resources. I'm about to be toast. What do you mean? Why am I crying? Why wouldn't I be crying in this? And I have to go look at the exact wording. But the interpretation is that the angel says, but like, don't you see that lake of water over there? Never said that he made it out of magic. It was like, don't you see that over there? And she looked over there and was like, wow, there's a bunch of water over there that I didn't see because I was so blinded by my grief and my anxiety and my doubt that I didn't see the resource that was right in front of me. Right? So it's the same like when you're playing these games and sometimes you're so caught up and you're fighting and you don't see that there's an energy pack right there, so you die. Or you don't see that there was a gun right there, so you get shot, And these are most of the games are fighting games, which is why I use these extreme examples. But that's what life can feel like if you don't align with those resources, with this divine energy, with God. Like when you don't practice mindfulness to be aware with what's around you, what you have in abundance, and you're just looking from a place of lack. This is why mindfulness is important. And today is Monday. Monday is Moon Day in astrology, right? So all the planets, well, the moon, the sun, these supposed to be stars, but all the planets rule a different day, and each planet comes with a different energy. So the more you are aligned is the more that you know how to show up, right? We're literally we're saying things Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Saturday, and we don't even know. We're just using these words. We're just exercising this language, and we don't even have consciousness of what we're saying. We're literally saying Moon Day, the day of the moon. This is the day that rules this day for us in our calendar. You say it all the time when you go to work. You tell people what day it is, and you don't even know what you're actually saying. You're honoring the day of the moon. The moon rules your feelings. So in business, one of the best things to do if you're going live, if you're creating content on Moon Day, speak to the feelings, the persona, the personalities of your tribe. That's how you align. That's how God gave you this. Told us all the time because we were so blinded by everything. Oh, they told us this in school. We're not paying attention, guys. We got to wake up. They told us this for the longest. This is Moon Day. Well, what does that mean? Well, in astrology, your moon is your personality. Your moon sign is your personality. Your horoscope, your zodiac, that most of you guys only know, that's just a tip of it. It's a whole chart that makes us up, that aligns us with the planets, how they were shifted or aligned and angled when we entered Earth. It's a whole chart, a whole map, a whole science, right? So when you tap into it, it's Moon Day. Let me talk to my followers. Let me talk to my people about the things that they're feeling. Let's talk about something that will create impact for them. You're saying it every day. It's Monday. It's Moon Day. So align, pray to God for clarity, pray to God for protection, for motivation, for sight, right? For all things positive. We don't pray for nothing bad over here. Even when you're mad, just don't even do it. Just ask for the pivot. Ask for whatever it is to deflect, go away, and stay in the positivity, man, and align with the things that you need to align with to get to where you got to go. A lot of people utilize astrology when they're building their business. Steve Jobs, studied numerology and astrology for years before he launched Apple. I talk about this all the time. And the alignment of the planets on the day that he incorporated at the time was like this huge trine for wealth. Now, a man who went down to, I think it was in India, where this is their thing. Like, he went down there, he studied for so long, came back. You think he accidentally incorporated at that time, on that day? No, he knew. He knew because through the science, they can predict how the planets are going to be aligned and how the energies combine and how that trines and what it does here, and all the multi-hundred millionaires and billionaires are aligning with the science, and we're sitting up here still saying words that we don't know the meaning to. We don't even know what we're saying. It's Monday. The origination is Moon Day. It's the day of the moon, and that's the day that rules. That's the planet that rules this day. Your moon in your natal chart for your business would be how you dictate your brand's voice, the personality of your business. It'd be your brand's voice and your brand tonality. So just the way we do natal charts for us, we do it for business as well. And you're like, oh, my my chart, let's say it has the Leo moon, right? My business chart has the Leo moon. Leo is me. They like sun. They're ruled by the sun. They like to be the center of attention. So, when you're doing your sales copies, when you're doing your videos and you're creating your programs or your services, you're going to create it for a tribe that likes to be the center of things, the center of attention, of attention. And you know that during those Leo hours, it's when you want to talk to your tribe. Like that kind of alignment, those type of tools, that type of intentionality goes a long way. It helps you quantum leap. It's not magic. It's not voodoo. It's not evil. It's an exact science of intentionality. So the Magi studied astrology. That's why they follow the star and found Jesus. Absolutely. And King Solomon was the best astrologer to live to this day. That's why he was the wise man. You know, I've been studying King Solomon for years, and in the 1800s, the Protestant Church removed 3 of his books from the Bible, and he talks about astrology in such an intentional way, in such a way of how he was able to pull wisdom and study and predict, and it was removed. A lot of things were removed because they didn't want that power. They didn't want people to have that level of consciousness or connection. They wanted to be that barrier so that we couldn't go to God directly. A lot of systems are created that way, and I understand it. That's why a lot of people, they don't like religion, or they have problem with religion. But being religious and being spiritual are two different things. I'm not telling you to go out there and join anyone's religion or who's right and who's wrong, but your connection with the Most High, with the primary source, make sure that you tap in. Be the best person that you can be. Think positive. Try to be positive. I'm not telling you don't set boundaries for yourself and have things that you like or dislike, but always be willing to learn, to remove ego, and to evolve. Take self accountability. Be open to being better, doing better. That's it. That's all. And continue to pray to God, the Most High God, for guidance, strength, and protection. No matter what you're going through, no matter how bad it looks, guidance, strength, and protection. And keep it moving. That's all you can do. Keep it moving and move towards that intention, that upliftment, that motivation, right? Stay within that feeling no matter what's going on around you. I got so many stories for y'all. I'm gonna come back every moon day and talk to y'all about them. I got so many stories for y'all that when you stop and you digest it and you look around in your life, and it seems like, oh, these stories were so far away. These are fables or folk tales. When you translate it into real time, into today, modern time, you realize it's the same script, different cast. Some words may be different. Some locations may be different. A lot of us are going through the same tests that's been happening here from the beginning of time over and over and over. Our environments are just different. Technology, things we didn't have before, but to the foundation of what we're going through, the energy is all the same. Well, Auntie, you told me, you said, I need you to step into your purpose more. Remember that? You told me that in August. And I'm like, well, I'm helping business people thrive. I remember my aunt Annette is on a chat. Shout out to my aunt, amazing pastor, beautiful person in my life, motivator of why I really started to search deep and share these things with you guys more than just business tips. I'm going to share a lot of business tips because the Bible also talks about wealth a lot. All right. God did not want us to be here broke and struggling. And I have a bunch of proof for you. So, I decided to look deeper in myself and to be more transparent with you guys, especially on Mondays. I'm going to definitely give y'all more of this on Mondays: motivation, transparency, who I am, my feelings, my thoughts, my perspectives, my philosophies, in hopes that you can digest it and it brings value to you. And if it doesn't, wasn't for you. But who it's for, I hope it hit, I hope it hit home real good. But yeah, standing in my purpose and sharing whatever philosophies and knowledge I have. I'm open to conversation. So sometimes you guys want to come on and hit that request. Let's have a respectable, honorable, a positive conversation, positivity, no negativity. And let's progress forward as a people. Let's progress forward as a species. Please and thank you. Because mankind is it's looking crazy. Mankind is looking crazy. So, let's use what we have here, guys, to get to where we got to go and do it in a way that is as seamless as possible, without stress, uh, without toil. The Bible talks about getting wealth without toil, meaning it don't have to be hard. And practicing these things, being able to be aware of the abundance of certain certain trends and stuff that's happening around us. It's the kind of alignment that we got to pray for, that we got to work. We got to do the work. We got to do the work. We got to put the things in place. We got to we got to do the work. Faith without works is dead. I know y'all all know that. So that's it, guys. This is what I came in to talk to you about today. I may come back later on tonight. We'll see how that goes. I hope that these philosophies and this insight is something that can unlock. No, I know that these philosophies and this insight will unlock things in your mind and your spirit, positive things, attract conversations and more of this in your life. So kudos to you guys for that. For those who've listened, who's received, there's more to come, not just from me, but from the universe. The universe is God's palace. So everything moves at what the king says, right? All the people are doing what the king wants, the king's orders. So as this was moved through me and I'm moving through you guys, then you'll start to see the universe fall in line and bring in those things that you're looking for, and those things that you need. So until next time, peace out, Clovers.